The Fox and His Ass. Epic story written by Jason Table, read by Brian the Dog from Family Guy voice. Once upon a time, in a cold place, there was a little mouse. He was really cold and was too stupid to find a good human house to invade. So he went out looking for one. He wandered into a big hole in the ground. No one was there, so he stayed in that hole for a bit, until the light from outside got dark because something walked into the hole. A red fox. The mouse quickly made a run for it, but the fox quickly grabbed it, then was all like, "Oi, where do you think you're going, you wanker?" The mouse replied in a cowardly voice, "Please don't eat me. I was just looking for a home. I can leave if you don't want me here." Then the fox replied, "Oh, I am not gonna eat you. I'm stuffed." "You were just looking for a home? Well, why didn't you say so? I can give you a home, a nice warm home too." The mouse got all happy and was like, "Oh really? That would be great. But before I show you the house, would you like a warm bath?" The mouse was puzzled and asked, "How are you gonna give me a bath?" "Like this," said the fox. Then he put the mouse into his mouth and covered it with saliva. The mouse started screaming, and shortly after, the fox took him back out and said, "Hey, I told you I wasn't going to eat you. Now you're clean and warm." The mouse started shivering and said, "No, I'm not. Your wet saliva is making me colder than before." Then the fox said, "Well, I can take care of that. You see, your new house is easy to enter when you're wet, so that's why I had to give you a bath." "Okay, SSS. So where is my house?" "It is right here," said the fox as he quickly lied down, took the slippery, wet mouse and shoved it against his anus. The mouse started screaming, "What the fuck are you doing?" But the fox ignored him. His pushing mixed with the wet saliva makes the fox's tail hole start opening up to make room for the mouse as it's pushed inside. The mouse's screams are now muffled as he goes all the way in, and the fox's anus closes behind the mouse. The mouse is now fully immersed in the fox's rectum. The smell is unlike anything he's ever smelled before. Boy, if I had a gag reflex, I would throw up all over in here. The mouse tried and struggled to get out, pushing the flesh away from his face as he tried to grip it to push himself back out. But then, the rectum room began to inflate with air. The mouse could move around a little, so tried to turn around, but right as he was almost halfway turned around, the fox let out a quick, loud fart. As he did that, his flesh flew into the mouse's face and the room got smaller. The mouse being sideways made the fart have no chance of pushing him back out when the fox's anus opened. The mouse was forced back into his previous position. "Oops, sorry," said the fox from outside. "All that food I ate must have made me gassy." The big movement of air through the fox's bowels made some scat move forward and into the mouse's face. When it smashed into the mouse's nose and mouth, it made the mouse unable to breathe and he suffocated and died. He was already going to suffocate, but that made it happen faster. As the shit pushed on the mouse pushed onto the fox's sphincter from inside and triggered the fox's "I gotta take a shit" reflex. So he went outside to take a shit. "I wonder how my new roommate is doing," he said as he got into the position and began pushing. The mouse came out followed by a log of scat. The fox looked closely at the mouse and said, "Oh, he died. Well, you live and learn, I guess." The morals of the story are: 1. Never accept a home from a stranger, especially when you are small enough to fit in their anus. 2. Don't give someone a home inside your rectum and expect them to live.